in Target right now, and I had to bring something back that I needed for the center because I got the wrong size. But I am here because I am destined to be my own solution. I am destined to find my solution. My name is Miss Sam. I am the owner of Taylor Active Learning, Aladim Academy. We are a child care center that serves children 6 weeks to 13 years of age. We are a clean, safe, nurturing, and caring environment. We specialize, we have a curriculum. The curriculum that we use is teaching strategies. It is a curriculum that teaches children how to, that's cute, how to think, how to have rich experiences. It's the depth of learning that we cover. They also is heavily focused on the science of reading. If you're in education, if you've heard anything about science of reading, that curriculum is already embedded with science of reading techniques to help children be able to comprehend, learn at an accelerated level because the comprehension is a huge piece of what's discussed um, with the child every day. Like being able to expose the child to a topic that maybe they've never heard of or seen before. So my goal is to go live every day at 6, and I've been going live. I may not be here exactly at 6, but I've been going live, and I'm proud of myself. So, you know, today's topic is being your own solution. So right now, I have to hire, and I'm trying to reflect. We've been open for 3 years, and I'm trying to earnestly reflect on, you know, who were the employees that I really enjoyed working at the center, and who were the employees that I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. They helped me, but I'm so glad that they gone. Right? So who were these people? And when I look back over it, there was a specific type of person that like there were traits that they had. But one of the things that I'm going to do, I'm going to start coming to companies like Target and Walmart and McDonald's. Why do they consistently have employees? Like there's never just one person working for the day at Target or Walmart. They have all of these employees that work there. So what is it that they're doing that I need to mimic? And those are the questions I'm going to ask. Like, why did you choose to work at Target? How long have you worked at Target? What is it about, working here that makes you happy? Like those are things. So I'm going to do like a random videos where I go in the stores and I'm just asking people questions about how they selected their job, what made them select their jobs, because I have to be my solution. I can't be someone else's solution. I have to be the solution for my business. And part of that is I have to find people who are loving, caring, professionally sound, dependable, reliable, trustworthy, and integral. Why? Because I'm teaching a generation of children that is important, to be honest. I'm teaching a generation of children that you are important. I'm teaching a generation of children that what you have to say and the skill that you're going to have for this world is going to transform somebody's life. And it's okay if you go alone, but somebody's going to come with you because they see something in you or you see something in them, and it's going to spark something to grow within them. And all of our children need to know that. That's something that everybody needs to know, no matter what color you are, what country you're from, what nationality you are. You need to know that. You need to know what you have to say in this world is important. And so that's why I'm in here. I'm in here to just look around, figure this out, I do not own the rights to any of this music that you hear in this store. This is completely owned by this store. But make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you like. I want to hear from you during this live. Why did you pick your employer? What was it about your employer that made you say, okay, I'm willing to be a part of this company? That's what I want to know. Because I know for me, my employer, the very first one I had as a professional, I actually picked them because they paid the most money. I ain't gonna even lie. And everybody told me I had quit my job that paid even more money, and they were like, "Oh, you got to get a job with benefits. You can't just be, this ain't gonna. You got to go get a job. You got kids. This is not gonna work out." And so that's how I ended up picking them. And then because in my mind, it was I needed I really needed to be able to take care of myself and my children, and they provided me the flexibility and the ability to to know like what the expectation was. I ended up staying, I stayed because I realized I didn't like change, and it was something within me that I had to be able to overcome. It wasn't anything in the job. I wanted to be able to master the job, and I didn't want the unknown, like you coming into work today and you don't know what to expect. You don't know what's going on. You don't know the people you work with. So for me, being able to go in to a job, a career where I knew the expectation. And some of the players changed, some of the people who managed me changed, but my job never changed. And then oftentimes I was a subject matter expert. And so even if my boss was new, they had to come to me and ask me questions on how to do X, Y, and Z because I had positioned myself to be in a position of power where I knew what to do. I knew how to do your job and my job because your job affected me being able to do my job effectively. And so my viewpoint is completely different. And then I also look at the fact that I do have 3 degrees. I have 2 bachelors and 1 master's. And because I have those degrees, I look at the first administrator I had at the center. She had a master's, and her values were similar to mine. After that, a lot of them just had experience in childcare, but it was the professionalism that I was seeking. Here we are educating children. We're getting them to learn important concepts, and you don't understand that because education has never been important to you. And so, with us having a curriculum, with me being educated, me being a certified teacher, all of those things are very important to me. All of those things are important to me. These things are important to me when I'm teaching a child. They're important for me to share my experiences. If you don't have a desire to learn, or you don't have the knowledge, how can you effectively teach somebody else, especially a kid? You have no formal training, but you're in the classroom teaching the kid to be exactly like you. Like, it's okay if you don't have formal training. No, that makes no sense, which is why there is a push in education now for teachers to actually be trained at all levels, from early learning all the way up to college. So, my name is Miss Sam. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel. I'm here because I'm about to try to figure out why people work at Target, why they choose to work at Starbucks, why they choose to work at McDonald's. Like, what is it? Why do you become a manager at Target? Why do you become a manager at Walmart? Why do you become a manager at Procter and Gamble? Like, what is it that makes you say, you know what, this is why I picked this job? Why do you become a pharmacist for Target? Why do you choose not to go to Walgreens? Or why do you choose not to go to a local hospital and become a pharmacist in-house, whether it's ER or if it's inpatient care? Why are you choosing certain careers? Is it that this is what was told to you when you were in college and you're just pursuing that? What is it that makes you get a career? I need the best. Why? Because the children I serve need the best. The families I serve need the best. My personal children need the best. So if I think that way about my personal children, I'm going to think that way about a stranger. Even today, I had a former family come in. Well, the mom came and was like, my son is always asking about you. Actually, both my sons are asking about you. Can you come to my son's graduation tomorrow? And I'm like, I told you from the beginning, and the son had difficulties, but he had difficulties with me too. But that's because the son is a leader. And so when you are dealing with children who are leaders, you cannot you cannot discipline them the same way. And discipline is not always, a rod or a belt. Discipline is basically you telling someone the behavior they did was inappropriate. And because you did the behavior, this is how we're going to rectify it. Right. But this kid was never like that. This kid is the type of kid where you have to give him time to process what's going on. And that process may take 2 hours, that process may take 30 minutes, but this kid has to be by himself doing an activity that does not require others to help him. Minimal direction. And this has been like the kid's whole life because I raised them basically in the center from birth all the way up to 2. And when they got like 2, almost 3, it got to the point that they was breaking rules that they shouldn't have been doing, but I still made it a way for me to be accommodating, to know that, okay, you're a leader and you have to be able to process the information I'm giving you at a child level. So this individual child has to step off by themselves. And when they step off by themselves, they have to do something completely different. And once you transition to another activity, and the kid is open to that activity, that's a moment for the teacher and this kid to do one on one with each other. And when you do one on one with this kid, you then asked, hey, why did you do this? Your friends didn't like that. How about you just apologize? Is that a good idea? And 9 times out of 10, the kid would always tell me, yeah, okay. Or they'll go over to the kid and say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are you going to give your friend a hug? And then they'll give the friend a hug. Now, most kids don't say, no, don't hug me, right? That's something you learn when you get older. But most children who are 2 and 3, 4 and 5, they're apt to hugging other children to say, I apologize. I apologize. And so that is a new concept for a lot of adults who are used to saying, I'm the adult, I'm the authority figure, you're going to do what I say, and you're going to comply, because a strong willed child or a leader is not going to do what you say. They're not. And you can't bribe a strong willed child. You can, coerce them into doing what you want them to do. You have to give them time to process what they're feeling, what they're thinking, what's going on. Like, they have to process within them. And a lot of times it's unable to be articulated because it's a lot going on. So I'm looking for leaders. I'm a leader. I need leaders. I'm looking for people who want to be developed as leaders, um, and who's willing to walk through that process. Because if you know you're a leader and no one's ever told you you were a leader, and you've never followed behind someone as a leader, you don't know what it takes to be a leader. So in order to really come into your full leadership role, you have to follow. I followed several people. And when you follow, it's about making the person you follow shine. It's not necessarily about you shining, it's about that person shining and being okay with that. I've done that many times. Look, because you want to know why? I had a job, and my job was to take care of me and my family. That's it. My commitment is that I do my job, you give me a paycheck, and I follow all these job descriptions. I go above and beyond because there are skills that I want to learn. And when I leave, I'll have those skills to carry over with me. But my job is not to my job is to make sure that I follow effectively, because I am not the leader. I have leadership skills, I have leadership abilities, I have leadership, but I am not the leader. And because I am not the leader, I have to follow. You have to know when you got to be an Indian and you got to know when you got to be a chief. They used to tell me that when I was young, and I did not understand it until I got older. Every battle is not worth fighting. When I was younger, I wanted to fight every battle. But now that I'm older, some battles I don't fight. I really don't. But it took me time to learn that, time to understand it. So I got my hangers. They was on sale at Target for $1.50 on clearance, which the kids ones that I got, they were $2.50. But I digress off topic. I'm here to see what it is. And I know Target's short staff. Every place in America is short staff because everybody wants to be their own boss. But what I do understand is there is something about someone who chooses to work in these organizations. And why do you choose it? What is it? What are the perks? Like, why are you picking these organizations to work with? I need to find that out so I can be my solution. That's why I'm walking around and I'm looking. I know there's consistency. There's a consistent uniform, red top, tan bottoms. I know that. Walmart, blue top, tan bottoms. So what is it? What is the driving force that says I want to go work at Target? I want to go work at Walmart. I gotta find my solution. I gotta find my people. I gotta find the people that will take what they learn from me and spread it across. Because I can't do this forever. You gotta train up those behind you, and that's what I'm willing to do. Just like somebody did for me. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Come with us on this journey. I'm so excited to do these interviews and to talk to people, to come up with my solution, because that's what entrepreneurship is about. It's about discovering your solution, coming up with a solution, because there's always a problem that needs to be fixed. So I look forward to coming up with my own solution. Yes, in the most unorthodox places, but I will come up with my solution. All right, make sure you subscribe, you comment, you like. Thank you for tuning in today. I think this is day 6 of me going live at 6 o'clock. I'm so proud of myself. You don't understand. I'm so proud of myself. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you do not know Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, I want to take this time to tell you that He loves you, He cares about you, He's concerned about you, and that there is nothing you have done on the face of this earth that could ever, ever, ever separate you from the love of Christ. He is waiting for you with open arms. So make sure you subscribe, you comment, and you like. And thank you for tuning in today. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.